Thank you. Thank you very much. I tell Father Kujo anytime they call me Bishop Asare, I am thinking of Bishop Ajin Asare, not myself. So it will take me time to sink it in, okay? So if you call me any name you formerly used to call me, don't be worried. Don't be worried at all. Now let's do some small correction. Some time ago, a Catholic bishop was called Right Reverend. Then the Archbishop is called Most Reverend. Because the other churches started taking our titles by heart, our bishops decided that all bishops, whether Archbishop or Bishop or Auxiliary, is Most Reverend. Do you understand? So that's the official title when you are writing. But when you meet an Archbishop, you refer to him as Your Grace. When you are writing a letter and he's not around, when you are writing a letter and the person is not around, you write His Grace, like His Excellency. Okay? When the person is there, you say Your Excellency. So when you are referring to the Archbishop and he's not around, His Grace, the Archbishop. But when he's around, you say Your Grace. Now, we, myself and Bishop Louis, we are bishops. So a bishop is called His Lordship. You understand? The Archbishop is His Grace. The bishop is His Lordship. So when you meet the bishop, you say, My Lord Bishop. Okay, my Lord. And it's my Lord, not your Lord. In avoidance of doubt, I beg you, those His Grace, His Eminence, His Mercy, His Ajwa, His Amma, and His Akosia, just say Bishop, okay, then you are free. Bishop Asare, then you are free, okay? Archbishop, then you are free. Sometimes when you are when we went to Rome, somebody was inviting us, and the secretary said, Your Grace, Archbishop, will you kindly bring, when you are coming along, your auxiliaries, His Graces. Look at the title, Your Auxiliary, His Graces. And some of you, when you see me, you will say, My grace. You are not my grace. my grace is up. So use Bishop, okay? Bishop, and you are okay. However, I personally, I like the French. You see, the French use Monsignor. The Monsignor we use as title. The Monsignor means what? My Lord. So they refer to the Holy Father, anybody. Monsignor. Monsignor means somebody elevated. So I like it if you use Monsignor and you are free. However, if you call somebody Father Asare, the greatest of all titles is the Father. Are you aware of that? Our Father in heaven. Okay? So just for you Catholics who must correct other people, sometimes some of them are using all kinds of titles. We are auxiliaries, but we are bishops. And because we are bishops, we are not His Grace. Because the Archbishop is the grace. We are Lordship. Okay? It's interesting. Sometimes that one is even sweeter. My Lord. When I was in the Christian Council, when you say parish priest, they don't see it. They like priest in charge. In our church, the parish priest is the heavy thing. The priest in charge, you are at it. So I carried on the priest in charge throughout. And my bishops were angry. I remember Bishop Boko would say, use your right title. Say, priest in charge. When you write to the bank and say parish priest, they don't respect it. You write priest in charge. St. Anne and Joachim Catholic Church. When they come to you, they say, Your Excellency, priest in charge. So that is by way of our titles, okay? Just say bishop, archbishop, and then you are okay. You are thanking me, but I also thank you sincerely. I thank you sincerely. I saw the person drawing, and I was asking, this man, has he come to church or what? And he kept looking at me, so I started changing my position. Congratulations. God bless you. We see these things in movies. We don't know that we have it. And I know, my youth, I see some of you in the choir. I see some people with beard. I left here with some Akoto. Now is honorable. Honorable Akoto. So I know we have come a long way. And I'm happy it's so. I just want to remind you, the people they mentioned, there's a lot of the Teresa Oko and others, the parish councillors. Mr. Okran is gone. There's also another Frank, Uncle Frank. Where is he? My Brody. Yes. God bless you, Mr. Osborne. A lot of them. You see them. They work so hard. And if you subtract the years we have calculated, about 20 years, about 15 years from their age, you are now their ages. This is why I was challenging you that take up the mantle where they left off. They did a lot of sacrifice. I was sharing with the Archbishop, and Bishop Louis mentioned it too. You know something, this community, when we started, a lot of things were volunteered. And so I struggle with some of my committees these days. You see, a committee is working, then they come with a budget. I have not seen some before. Don't blame me, because we work with people who never asked for budget. We want this to be done, and they did it. We raised funds. Do you remember the harvest we had? That I drove off the cathedral people. Some people used to come from cathedral to do a harvest for us. And then we give them food and we pay them. I said, what? Where's Kofi? Where's Barbara? Kofi. Well, I saw Barbara somewhere. Kofi and Barbara. Yes, these two. I asked them to be MCs for our first harvest. And we got Mr. Abuja and the wife. And then they mentioned that the drawings and everything we have, you know, we mentioned a certain amount. I think about 1.2 million CDs. We costed the drawings and everything about our building. And we said, Mr. Agwena is doing it free. The bishop heard of it. You see, the moment you say your harvest is 1 million, the Beza is calculating 15% already. So I went to tell them, please, it was not monetary terms. We our things. And so this is how we build the church. Okay, a lot of sacrifice. People sacrifice so much. Mr. Ajay, he became a permanent watchman here. He's in his house. Father, Father, the people have come. The people have come here. We struggle. So we have done our part. It's now your turn. Whatever you are doing here, do it to the Lord. Okay? Some of you came with Father Teteji. He's worked with you. He's no more here. People don't know you. Father Cross is here. Some new apostles are around him. Then you feel bad. Don't feel bad. When the time came for you to work, you did your bit. And you did it to the greater glory of God. Okay? I went to Temakom 8. Their gate was spoiled. I made a gate from a personal donation. When I drove in, someone said, stop. Then say he's a father or a father into there. This place, nobody goes in. I said, nobody goes in here. I'm taking my gate home. Then the man came and said, Father Asare, you know, you go to a place they don't know you anymore. For some time now, I don't celebrate Mass at St. Anne and Joachim. And when I go in, the security maybe don't recognize me anymore. Then I'll toot my horn. Then he said, hey, Father, Bishop, Father, Ubedaha. I've become strange in my own place. But the joy is you are working for the Lord and you just do it. Okay? Something I'll tell you, you forgot. When I came in 1999, it was middle of 1999, between May and June, before ordination. I came to St. Peter's. Then, remember, we were getting to December, the Millennium Bar. There was a lot of rumor. A stone is coming from Togo. People were afraid. So I said, no. The way people are calling and are afraid, we were using the old telephone. They were ringing it all the time. Then I said, parishioners, let us clean the church. I wanted some activity. So 31st December, we were cleaning the church. We removed all the pews. That took away some of the tension. We cleaned the place. Then in the evening, Father Duncan left for Corpus Christi. Then Father Asagba had to go I didn't know what happened to him. He returned and said, Father, I don't feel like going. I want to join you. And 31st December, we were doing it here. We begin with the 10 Commandments. We are going through, trying to do examination of conscience. I did the first two, the third one. The fourth one, and I felt something sharp around my tummy area. Then I did this. Then Father came to me and said, Ni fiobo. Then I said, I can't. So he said, am I having running stomach? Because together, myself and Father Sagwa, we have been having running stomach from the food you've been bringing us. So he said, is it the thing again? Go and check. When I went, I was vomiting. I was not feeling anything. I removed my dress. Then the cook followed me. He quickly came out and called one young boy, Mr. Ade's son. Mr. Ade is dead now. May she rest in peace. And they rushed me to SNET. I'll tell you the story you people heard in the morning. It was 31st December. A young man. Already, my cook already was soaked in the bottle spirit. So he was smelling of alcohol. And so when he brought me, the nurses were saying, 31st. So they placed me there. And in the morning, I was to take your first mass. So they came to announce to you that I have been admitted as SNET. Now, the rumor at Osu was, this young priest has just come. He's too troublesome. What can bullet? They have moved me. So my brother, he came to fellowship and said, St. James, St. Maron's, he called Auntie Esther and Co and said, what is happening to my brother? Why in it true? This is what happened. I had kidney stones. I didn't know. But thank God, because we were doing the up and down thing, I'm told, because of those activity, the stones, they expelled them, but they brushed my stomach wall. They were causing the pain I was having. So working in the church is that painful. It's just to tell you that I started in 1999, not on a good note. It was tough. But little by little, with your cooperation, we've gotten here. And as I mentioned, anytime you look at my face, you remember some story. Okay, and I also remember my own story with you. I've been in a number of parishes. As I'm leaving St. Peter's, St. Anne. When I'm sharing my homily, I say, when I was at St. Maron's, then they are happy. Now I tell them, I'll be saying St. Anne. And they are saying, we beg you, don't say the bad things we did to you. But I want to thank you sincerely, and I want to say the church is ongoing. Do your best wherever you find yourself. Okay? I mentioned something, and Father Kujo was laughing. It has not been easy to get here. This is what you see, fanfare. Do you know the way the bishops were congratulating us? I, Bishop Louis, and Bishop Samuel. Do you know what they were saying to us? Can you imagine? Some of them will say, shedding. Do you know what is shedding? Po. Po. When you have been giving honor, like they are calling you Po. I saw two bishops after breakfast. They have a box and they were taking medicine. I said, Ebe, the food you ate, were you not satisfied? How was Asare? How would they be used? Drunk. He said, when we became bishops, we were not taking medicine. The job we do. They are welcoming us and they are saying, shedding. I don't envy you. Sorry, this is what they do. We were with the Archbishop, and I said, Archbishop, I took some pictures the last time, and I fainted. I said, I was in the sun, and people were coming and going. And I said, Mabro, what's some bread? I was collapsing. That is why I'm happy that after here, there's no pictures. Anyway, I'll end by saying it's a joy being with you, and I'll be coming back for other things. But I want to thank you, Monsignor Miles. I want to thank you, Andy. And thank you, Yaya. To thank you, Cross. You, Cross, God bless you. He has been fighting battles for me. He could have been sacked because of me. He sometimes fighting the bishop that I'm not on the committee. I said, Cross, stop that. He said, the man doesn't know you. He must make use of you. I said, stop this. He and a few others, they have become my disciples and soldiers. Cross, be very careful. My younger brothers. He, I know from the cathedral. I was at the cathedral as a deacon, serving on my pastors. Then he came round. From Kofodia, he is a beloved one of Monsignor Adoboli. And he take a liking to me. We met at the cathedral. He was serving me like a god. I was a seminarian too. And then that small man there. Thank you. I pray that we also bring more people. This morning, I'm asking the Lord, we've gotten priests to give us reverend sisters. And so after church, I'll be picking for the Lord. So those of you who come and be greeting me, greet me well. If you are a young lady and you are not married, whether you are 200 years, the Lord can choose you. If you are married and you are not happy with your husband, we can choose you. But we want some sisters too from here. Okay? Encourage the girls. These days, the sisterhood is even beautiful. You don't know. Formerly, they were just sisters. They were nuns. These days, you can be a lawyer, you can be a doctor, you can aspire, okay? So you come in with your profession, and then you dedicate yourself to God. In Rome, there's a group. They call them the works of the church. It was formed by a lay person. This is what they do. They coordinate the visits of the bishops when they come for ad limina. It's difficult to get bus and train for the various places you have to go. Some people have just formed themselves, and that is what they do. They wake up early in the morning. Some of the places you saw the pictures, somebody said, Father, you were not smiling. We got there 5 a.m. How can you smile at 5 a.m.? We were celebrating Mass 6:30 a.m. These people will come far away and pick us. And they were doctors, lawyers, engineers, people in their profession. But they've dedicated themselves to serve the church through the bishops. When we saw them and the things they were doing, they challenged us so much. And once in a while, we had to go to a place where they will not be allowed to come. Then we appreciated them the more. We were chasing bars and things. Some of the old bishops, are you recording this one too? Some of the old bishops have been in Rome before, but they have changed the bus numbers. One bishop says we should follow him. Then I told Bishop Louis, no, he's an old bishop. He may lead us astray. He said, follow. Bus 13. Bus 13. When they went, bus 13 in Rome is for mentally ill and other. So when they were doing this and stopping the bus, the man was doing this. And so they had to cross and come back. In Rome, there's nothing like bishop. Come and see them running. So when we got to our house, we appreciated the work of the group that was taking us around. This is all their job. When bishops come to Rome, they help us and take us around. And so, my dear ladies, you can commit yourself to the Lord. You can. I'm not saying don't marry. But if the Lord is talking to you, sometimes people will tease you. People will tease you. When I went to the seminary, I was never in cassock in church for 2 years. Because my friends, when they saw you in cassock, that's so I'm just serving mass. You know, some of the villages, when you go, the most beautiful car around is the priest's car. Come to St. Mary's, come to St. James. You see that there are other cars. So over there you can be inspired by a car, food or something. But dedicate yourself, be a lawyer and dedicate yourself to the Lord, be a teacher and all that. So we pray for vocations. I'll finally end and say, St. James, there's always a temptation with success. Because you have become popular in the diocese, you are also going to be a place of attack, whether you like it or not. I'll ask that keep your focus on the Lord strong. Okay? Any charity you are doing, you are not doing it for show. You are doing it for the greater glory of God, because you have also been helped. I planned this with my family. They were not happy, but I insisted that all the masses I celebrate in the city, I told them I only give my souvenirs. I'm going to the village to do charity. My cassocks, my alps, my chasubles, I'm going to give it to them. I used to do that though. And then if there's any party, we do it to the villagers. If you put chips and some drink and you give it to a villager, they'll remember that. They'll say, when the bishop was here, we got this to drink. If I bring it to here, if you give tilapia, they'll say the bone is too small. If you give chicken, look. So charity is not here. You have been blessed. The blessings you are giving to me, I'll take it out there to go and bless some people, and they will in turn bless you. Once again, thank you. I plead with you, as I mentioned, pray for the new crop of bishops you are having. We need your help, because we are coming in when the church is so challenged. So in Rome, somebody will come to you and be asking you, what is your view about LGBT? Then I remember I don't speak Italian. Then Father Monsignor Louis will tell me, you won't talk. I say, no. They are bold to ask us those things there. Okay? And the church is being challenged at all fronts with many things. Women want women ordination and all kinds of things. People want freedom in the church. So pray for us that our focus should be on Christ, not about positions in the church. It's difficult though, but pray for that for us, so that you will have spirit-filled bishops, prayerful bishops, bishops who will appreciate you because you are a prayerful community and you do your things inspired by prayer, and that should be enough to sustain the church. May God bless you all. Thank you.